Boys and girls, we're going to work on some prints today. These are snowflake prints, so you can give them away as a gift, like a Christmas card, holiday card. The thing we learned about snowflakes is that they have 6 branches, and each branch is the same. So if I have a little point in between each branch, then I put the point on all 6 spots, or I ended this snowflake with a square on the tip of each branch of my snowflake. This is just a sketch, but when you've got your sketch the way you want it, you can take a print plate. This is just a styrofoam. Actually, I'll show you this side. Just a styrofoam plate, and we're going to put that underneath our drawing. And when you trace, your print plate will get an indentation because the foam is very soft, and so everywhere I go over my design, we will see that indentation beneath it. And that is very important. Now I've got a print plate already made here of a snowflake design, and I'm going to ink that plate. So what that means is we're going to take a brayer and we're going to get something very similar to paint, and we're going to spread that paint all over my plate, and then we can make a lot of copies of this. Got a piece of plexiglass here, and that's a good surface for rolling out the ink. And here is a tube of Speedball ink. That's real printmaker's ink. Just need a little dot there. I guess that's like the size of a Cheeto. And you can use your brayer and roll this ink out. It'll start to make that sticky sound. And that sticky sound is very important. If you have too much ink, it won't make that sound. And if you come in close on this, you'll see this texture. It's like an orange peel. It's very small bumps. That's the right texture for our ink. And when you've got your brayer covered in ink, make sure there's newspaper underneath. And start to cover your print plate with this blue ink, and you'll see the white lines show up where we pressed into the foam plate. Now you can see the pattern or design that we've created. And when that process is done, we can pull a print. So I'm going to lay this plate on the table, get the blue away. I'm going to get a piece of blank paper, and I'm thinking I want it to be like a card, so that when I fold it in half, the design will only be on one side. And so now I'm going to line my paper up carefully, and then I start to rub. I got a little smudge on mine. My hands aren't very clean. So I'm rubbing it with my fingertips, but another way that you can press this down is with the smooth end of a Sharpie. You can do a little rubbing here to help the ink transfer from the plate to the paper. Now I'm ready to reveal it and see what I've got. Uh-oh, I've got a little mist there. Maybe I can fix it. Pull it up. Got not a bad print. And I tried this earlier, and I have more and more of these snowflake prints. So that's the great thing about printmaking, is that you can do an addition of lots of the same image. For cleanup, we'll get a baby wipe. And first we'll take care of our plate, so I'm going to put it back on the newspaper and wipe off any sticky ink. This is water-based, so we can clean this up in the sink if we need to, except I don't have a sink. So that's wiped up pretty well. And then we clean up our brayer by wiping off the ink. It will probably take 2 or 3 wipes to get this done. And probably Mr. McAllister will take care of this, but that's also just going to be washed off with some water or a wet wipe. And that's how we make prints, using a brayer and ink for holidays.